Hi, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Speaking of, I'm Stephanie, and this is a little bit of a different show today, different topic. We are still learning about a journey. We're talking to Kristin Poppa-Rosel, and she is on a quest for a kidney. So it's the first time that we've really had an interview like this. It's not about a business venture, it's about something really human. She's trying to find a kidney for her dad. So, with that, Kristin, thank you so much for being on the show and for sharing your information about this.
Oh, thank you for having me, Steph.
Of course. So I am not nearly as familiar with you as you are about trying to get a kidney. How does that happen? So your dad had kidney disease, which is a hereditary issue, and you've had some others in your family who have had that. Your dad ends up on a transplant list, but you were
Correct.
explaining the wait for that can be really extensive.
Yes. They say the average wait is 3.5 years, and we've been on and off the list since 2017. My dad he has so many friends. He's one of those type of people that when you go out, he always knows someone. So it's not something like you walk up to someone and say, hey, I have kidney disease, I need a kidney. So we wanted to make sure that we got the word out, and it's been going awesome so far. I'm just hoping that we can get a donor sooner than later.
You said that your family tried to be a match because you can be a living donor for kidneys.
Correct.
And unfortunately, nobody in your family was a match.
No, due to health issues, some of our people in our family have already donated their kidney.
Oh my God.
So, and as for myself, it was health issues that didn't make me eligible. Whenever you apply to donate a kidney, you go through a set of hurdles. The first hurdle is they give you a kind of a type of a survey to determine if your health is eligible to let you go to the next hurdle. Then the next hurdle is where you would match blood type, things like that. You don't necessarily have to match the person you want to donate to, because there's also a cycle that you can go through where you donate your kidney to someone else who has a donor who might match my dad. So there's a lot of different ways to donate. And seriously, if I could give my dad my kidney, I would have already done it. And my husband has already tried to, and my sisters and the rest of my family. So we're just reaching out to everyone in our community to see if we can find someone that's a match for either my dad or a match for someone else, so we can keep the cycle going.
You've said that you've had other people in your family who have received this kidney transplant.
Well, they've been donors.
They've been donors. Okay.
Yes.
So what has their experience been? Have they been, they're able to live a normal life? And, have they kept in touch with people that they've donated to? Do they know them?
It's life-changing for both the donor and the person receiving the organ. So it's kind of like I don't want to say like a rebirth, but that's kind of like what it is. And whenever you do donate a kidney, your other kidney left actually compensates and it grows a little bit bigger. So whenever you do donate a kidney, you do not have, there's a 98% of donors have absolutely zero complications whatsoever. If you are going to have a baby in the future or anything like that, they've said there aren't really any complications. So to donate, if anyone has any kind of reservations about donating, seriously do the research, because there's a lot of things that I learned that I had no idea, and it made me feel a lot better once I read all of that.
What makes someone a good donor?
Good health. You have to have a good body mass index. If you did have health issues in the past, they will determine if you're eligible depending on what the health issues were. And as far as I know, that's really all they look for. It's not technically as hard as it sounds.
So tell us, if somebody does this survey and they are a match to become a donor, then what is the actual donation process like? How long is there a prep period? How long is the surgery and the recovery? What are they looking at with this process?
Well, the survey that I mentioned earlier takes only about 5 to 10 minutes. If you are eligible after taking the survey, you will get a phone call from, there's actually a transplant like concierge. My dad does have his own person that handles everyone who uh, tries to apply to be his donor. So you will receive a phone call from them either the following day or following business day. It's actually very, very quick. Then you have to have some medical tests done and things like that. So it could be as quick as just a few weeks, up to a month or two. And from what I've researched, you are only in the hospital for a day or two, and then you're able to go back to work within 3 weeks.
What kind of challenges does your dad live with daily? What's his life like now while he's just waiting for a kidney?
My dad is a very, very hardworking man, and he has had to go through dialysis treatments, which are 8-hour treatments 3 times a week, which has interfered with his ability to work. After the treatments, he is very tired, very sluggish. It takes him a full 24 hours to come back to what we consider his normal self now, and then he goes back to dialysis. So it's very, very hard on him. He's used to, he loves gardening, he loves cutting his grass, he loves going golfing. Anyone that knows my dad knows he's a very avid golfer, and it just breaks my heart to see that he can't do the things that he wants to do, and we have to constantly remind him to not push himself because we don't want him to get hurt any other way.
What don't people know about any of this? What don't they know about the kidney disease? What don't they see? Because when they see your dad, it's probably when he's out, when he's feeling good, it's on a good dialysis day. What happens behind the scenes with the disease and with the quest for a kidney that people don't see and don't know about that you want them to know?
Behind the scenes is a lot of stress, a lot of fear, a lot of uncertainty. I can tell my dad is stressed on almost every time I see him, just because he doesn't know what the next day is going to bring. The dialysis is so hard on him. And my dad is, he's not an older guy. He's only 62. He goes to dialysis with 80 and 90-year-olds. And I think that scares him even more because he realizes that this is a disease that, older people do get, and he still has a lot of life to live. So the stress of on our family, not knowing what's going to happen and trying to do everything in our power to be able to help him out. I think that's the biggest thing that no one ever sees. Just the stress and the uncertainty is huge.
Not to be grim, but what's the outlook for somebody who's on a list like this, who needs a transplant, is going through this dialysis? I mean, what kind of timeline do you have? How long do you have to find a donor for him?
It's varying. The dialysis treatments that they put you on when you do have kidney disease only really do the job 10 to 15% of what your normal kidneys would do. So it's really how long your body can hang on doing the dialysis treatments. There are different dialysis treatments, but normally once you're on it, the only way to get off is for the kidney transplant to happen.
For your dad, when he gets this, how does that change his life? He can stop dialysis. What all does this mean, and how does that impact his lifespan? How long does a donated kidney last?
Throughout your life. I mean, as long as the transplant takes, and you take care of your health. That's the biggest thing. Is just because you have a new kidney doesn't mean that you get to go out and party. Everything with moderation, as you would normally do, living a healthy lifestyle. So he wouldn't have dialysis anymore, and being diabetic, he also would be able to reduce the medication, if not get off of it the whole way. there's so many things. My dad is the type of person that never sits still when he's healthy. So, he travels, he plays golf, he loves the sporting events, not that we're having any right now, but he's not the type to stay home. So just to give him that gift again would be tremendous.
Wow. And that really totally life-changing.
Totally.
Oh my God. And then how would your life change? How would you feel? What would that be like?
It would be a huge weight off of my shoulders. Like, I want my dad to be there whenever I have kids. I want my dad to be there whenever, my sister gets married and has children. I just want him to be around. Like, one of the things that he has always said to me is he can't wait to see his grandkids play ball, because we all played softball as children. So, and he was always our coach, which is actually funny because a lot of people remember my dad as their coach, and they're coming out of the woodwork right now and, telling stories about him and things like that. Cause my dad is a character, but that is one of his things. And it breaks my heart that I want to see him be able to do that.
It's such a unique situation to be able to be in, to literally give life to somebody else. There just aren't many other ways to give back to the degree that it is that you can give somebody a kidney. Right. And really just completely change not only their life by allowing them to get off of the dialysis, but then, all the residual family members of you, you're campaigning, you're probably stressing, you're worried, about your own life choices. Like, I have to have kids soon because I don't want him to miss this.
Exactly.
So, so much just, like everything's living up here, and then you can just go, what would it mean to you and your family and to your dad to find out, to get that call that you're on the list?
As much as I think I would know, I know there would be a lot of crying as I'm tearing up right now, just thinking about it. It would be amazing to just find a donor and get that phone call and just have everything go through. I think I would, at first, it would be kind of surreal, and I wouldn't think that I'm crying now. I wouldn't believe it at first, I don't think, because this is such a huge task at hand, but we would definitely be so grateful. How do you even, I don't know how to repay someone like that. So I would definitely, I know myself and my sister and my stepmother, we would definitely do everything in our power to give back.
What have you, as you've been talking to some of these people who may be interested, or you might have asked about it, what are their common concerns?
How long am I going to be out of work? Are there any out-of-pocket expenses that I would need to take care of? And what if they're more concerned with what if something happens to them? Because it is an extensive surgery. So, that is those are the biggest questions I get asked. And it definitely explains it on the Kidney Foundation website. And if you have any other questions, my dad's kidney liaisons can answer all of those for anyone over the phone or through emails, and any specific questions that aren't on the website. But I haven't found any that weren't on the website yet. They're very extensive.
What's it like to you? And your sister, you said she's also really helping a lot with this campaign. What's it like to you guys for all of a sudden you're thrown into this world of trying to find a body part? That's not an easy task, and it really requires a lot of the other person to give, and you got to assure them that they're going to be okay, and make sure that, it feels like a lot of work. What has this journey been like for you guys trying to find an organ?
We have had the help of our community, and I seriously cannot thank everyone enough for making donations, helping me out with creating posters and signs, and giving me ideas of where I can donate. Unfortunately, this is not our first time in a health situation with our parents. We have worked with Relay for Life and the American Cancer Society before for our mother. So my sister Katie and I, we are very well aware of the way that the community can come together to help others. And right now, just getting the word out, and I mean, just sharing on Facebook, if people could just share our story on Facebook, that is huge. And we just want to make a very broad spectrum of people that can see it, and maybe just someone out there could help us out and get us a donor. And we know we will definitely not stop after this is over, because there are so many people out there that need the help that we do and don't have the ability to do what we are doing for my dad. So that's a huge, huge thing for us to be able to give back once this is all over.
That's amazing. Yeah, because I was reading some of the information that you posted, and you said that 42,000 people between 50 and 64 need a kidney, and total 97,000 people are on a list for a kidney.
Right.
And yet there were only, I guess the latest data available was 2016, that there were 19,000 transplants, which is amazing. But comparatively for 97,000, that's quite a way to go. So
Right.
how has this, what about this journey makes you so passionate that, first of all, that you're going to be able to get this done for your dad? I can hear it. We're going to find this person. And then to really have the perseverance to continue and help other people with this.
The 19,000 people that do receive donations, the majority of those are living donors. Everyone thinks that whenever you fill out the organ donor information on your driver's license, that's just enough to take care of everyone, but unfortunately it's not. So living donors are what we are looking for. And we know that so many, like my grandmother did go through this, and she wasn't able to even get put on the list for a kidney donation. So this is huge. And if I could definitely help people, even advocating for the Kidney Foundation and giving my knowledge since I had to go through this, I mean, that's how I started. I actually had friends message me and say, hey, you know what? I know a person that's already gone through this. If you want, they said you can message them, and I did. And so that's what I want to be able to do for anyone else that's going through this.
That's so amazing. It's really great, because it really just has to be something that when you're starting, you have no idea where you're going with it or what you're getting into.
No idea. Lots of research.
How fast does that process happen? Once you find somebody who's a match, how quickly do they get that scheduled?
I think it depends on who the donor is and their time frame, because I would say, I mean, even without COVID, there's going to be, safety concerns. That person would definitely have to, if they work, they would have to schedule with their work. Things like that. I guess it varies. Mm-hmm. So it could be very fast, or we may have to wait a few months.
So it wouldn't be anything. I guess they would take into account your dad's current health at that point.
Correct.
And try to see how quickly, obviously you want to do it, the sooner the better, but there is some flexibility. So it's not like somebody should be afraid to go through the process of at least trying to see if they are a match, because it's not like, okay, you do this and then it's like 7 days it's happening. You do have the ability to schedule that out, and you could make plans and quarantine if you had to, and do the whole thing.
And ironically, my neighbors right across the street from me just went through the process. It's so weird once you start this, you find everyone like comes out of the woodwork. But my neighbors across the street just helped out. Their friend donated a kidney to one of their family members, and they volunteered to take care of the donor's children while she was in the hospital. And they were able to get a van donated, because all together with both families, there were 8 children. So they needed a vehicle big enough to be able to take the kids back and forth. And that was also something that's done through the Kidney Foundation, is they help out with things like that, just to make sure that everyone has what they need, they can get the process done. They try to take as much stress off of the donor as possible and the, receiving family. It's I don't even know the words because this foundation is awesome.
That's amazing. It's so great to find groups like that who really are just with you for everything, start to finish, and just walk you through that and make it easier, because it can be really overwhelming.
They do everything from starting you out with a website specific straight on the Kidney Foundation, that on the Kidney Foundation website that people can start finding out about how to donate straight from there. It is a little bit, it's harder for people to find it. So that's why I created the kidneyfortp.com website, which has everything you need to know about my father, the links on where to donate. If you wanted to just make a monetary donation, where to do that, or if you wanted to buy a t-shirt just to show your support while you're out and about, we have the links for that as well on there.
So how can people help? What would you tell people? What do you need?
I need people to spread the word. That is my biggest thing. We have billboards on Route 30 in Irwin and Greensburg. I have our website, Kidney for TP, and it's spelled however you want to spell it, .com, kidney, the number 4, TP.com, or kidney for, and just to share on social media. That is the fastest way I can think of to get it out. I also have 500 posters printed for any business owners that are able to put it in their windows or on their doors. If you want to contact me via Facebook or through email or anything like that, I would absolutely run out and give you however many posters you possibly want. We have received so many donations from family and friends in our community to be able to, pay for the billboards and the advertisements and the posters and things like that donations alone would just help me be able to get the word out more. And all of those links are on kidneyfortp.com.
Tell everybody why this matters. Why does donation matter?
Seeing if you're eligible to be a kidney donor not only would help out my family, but you also have the possibility of helping another family or 2 other families. There is able to be a chain reaction happening. So if my family gets help, in turn, we could help someone else. And you don't have to match the blood type exactly. You don't have to match whatever else they match up health-wise. You just have to be a healthy person that is willing to donate, willing to give the ultimate gift of life back to someone else so they can go on and enjoy weddings and, t-ball games and all of that stuff, so they can go on and live their lives. And you are going to go on and live your life knowing that you gave the ultimate gift.
And then final question, what would you tell people that having this new option, this new lease on life, would really make a difference to you guys and change your life? What would you do? How are you going to live? What happens after this? We're 6 months out from your dad having a new kidney. What are you doing? How are you feeling? Where are you going? What's happening? Provided COVID. We're in a non-COVID world then.
Non-COVID. Seriously, we're going to say once my dad gets a donor and once we are back in, we're healthy and happy and everything, I would love to go on vacation with my dad again. He used to take us on vacation every year when we were little, and we haven't been able to do that in the last probably 5 years due to health complications. So our biggest thing is we would probably take a family vacation somewhere and just enjoy each other. Just sit around and, even if it's just playing cards and talking somewhere on vacation, it would be amazing. My dad constantly tells my little sister, who's only 15, that he wants to take her to the driving range and he wants to teach her how to golf. And that would be amazing to see him do those things that he taught me and my other sister how to do when we were her age. So just to find a donor would be amazing. My dad is an amazing person, and I know he has a lot more to give. So in order for him to give back, we need someone to give to him.
Thank you so much. I'm really excited for all of that to happen to you, for you. I know that you're going to get it. I know that you're going to be relentless until you can find somebody who will be a perfect match for your dad. And thank you so much for being on the show and for telling us about this journey. I know it's challenging, but it's going to pay off.
Thanks for having me, Steph. Thanks for making me cry.
You're welcome. Bye. Thanks, guys.